Welcome back. When we last left our hero Ness, he was finally getting out of his crime-ridden shithole hometown of Own It and adventuring to the neighboring town to find the next sound music thing. I head down the path, beat the unholy sentience from these abominations, and arrive in Tucson. Well, that was quicker than I expected. This photo thing happens again for no reason that I can discern, but on the bright side, there's a bike shop here. So, for my own safety, I will not be riding the bike anymore. I call my mother after that brush with death forced me to face my mortality, and it made me realize that you should cherish those that you love while they're still here. I also really want to order some takeout snails. While in the department store, I went to buy some new equipment and ran into a little issue. My inventory is non-existent. I can hold like 12 items at any given time, which wouldn't be awful, but key items and equipped items take up slots. I really hope there's some kind of carrying capacity upgrade because holy crap, this will get old fast if I have to keep moving items in and out of my storage or selling them just for the room. Walking around. Boy, I sure hope no popular sewage workers suddenly appear in my path. We're gonna ignore that for now and just go to the bazaar instead. Oh joy, who should I get swindled by first? The guy selling old bread with flies on it? Or maybe the Rasta hawking his broken shit? Or how about the guy selling a for sale sign? That's one classy fucking gentleman right there. I will happily take your sign, good sir. A wondrous hippie that runs the bazaar jumps off a roof, tries to steal my shit and murder me, then twists his ankle, tells me where I should go to save Paula, one of those Destiny children the meteor bee from the future was talking about. I cannot believe that sentence just came out of my mouth. So Paula is another kid with PSI powers who was kidnapped by a couple of goons to be used as some kind of human sacrifice, and I know I keep saying this, but are we sure this is a game for kids? But the mention of Paula made me begin to question something. Where do Ness's PSI powers come from? I just sort of started earning them without any explanation. I mean, I figure they'll tell me eventually, but in a game that seemingly takes place in a somewhat realistic world with normal human beings, it's very strange that I can shoot lasers from my head and no one has anything to say about it. Anyway, I head off to Peaceful Rest Valley, as Paula was supposedly taken somewhere near there. So I go through the cave, and why is there a pencil here? So I go back to town to figure out what the crap I'm supposed to do, because Dispel Rating Utensil Alpha is not one of my PSI abilities at the moment. Just knock these mushroom hellspawn out of the way, and what the heck is that? Looks like a status ailment of some kind, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Strange. So, back in town, what the... What's wrong with my control? This thing is like a year old, the controller should be fine. Oh, wait. It's the mushroom thing, isn't it? Maybe it'll go away if I just walk around a bit. Yeah, that didn't work. Maybe if I eat a healing item? Do I sleep in an inn? Fuck it! Don't care anymore. Looking it up. So, it would seem that the only two ways to get rid of this mushroom ailment are to spend $50 a character at a hospital to have it removed, or talking to this one specific NPC who's collecting mushrooms and will gladly take it off your hands. There are no items or PSI powers that remove this thing. I'm just gonna call it now. This status effect sucks and is a funny quirk for about 15 seconds before it's just irritating. I suppose that's the point of a status ailment, but I've never played an RPG that required me to return to a specific point to be cured. So, all that mushroom nonsense aside, where the hell do I go? I have no clue what I'm supposed to be doing. The only path forward is behind the silver pencil thing, and I can't get rid of it with anything available to me right now. I talked to every single person in town multiple times, but nothing is happening. I even gave $200 apiece to these two fucking brainlets who gave me a broken piece of garbage and a phone that only takes incoming calls, which at the moment is just another key item taking up my limited inventory. I hate to keep doing this, but I'm going to have to consult the internet again. Okay, I consulted with my sources, and they have relayed to me that I'm supposed to pay the Apple kid the $200, and then he's supposed to give me the item I need, a pencil eraser. Haha. If I've interacted with the pencil before. Do you see a problem here, friends? I've already seen the stupid pencil, and he gave me nothing. There isn't even any indication that he's going to give me anything, so what the hell is going on? Oh. I had to go over to the pencil again, then on my way back to murder everyone in Tucson, Apple Boy called me to tell me he's got the item I need. Of course! I talked to the Apple Boy, and only the Apple Boy, because the Orange Boy is a waste of money, so he'll give me a phone, and after a while eventually call me to give me a magic eraser for the giant metal pencil. What a needlessly convoluted series of events. Stuff like this is why old RPGs and adventure games rarely hold up like platformers and beat-em-ups do. All this cryptic walk around and do whatever over and over till something happens nonsense is boring and time-consuming. It's at this juncture I should mention this game came with the strategy guide free in the box when you bought the game. Even Nintendo knew you would need this thing, so don't be giving me any crap about not knowing what to do. I'm not asking to have my hand held, I'm not one of those idiots. I'm asking for something that gives me any kind of clue as to what I should be doing. Yeah, the dialogue is charming and funny at first, but after hearing it a million times, because I have to guess what I'm intended to do, and therefore talk to everyone multiple times, it wears thin very quickly. Meaning that talking to townspeople a dozen times isn't fun or engaging, it's boring. Speaking of things that are not fun or engaging, Ness's goddamn accuracy. This isn't Morrowind, you little shit! I know I've mentioned it, but it bears repeating. These new UFO guys destroy me because I cannot hit them. How incompetent is this kid? Ness couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. He couldn't catch a cold in winter. Oh, Jesus Christ, I caught a cold. Catching a cold is the equivalent to being poisoned. I remember seeing cough medicine that I couldn't buy earlier, but my inventory barely has room for key and healing items, so I didn't buy any. Besides, nothing I've encountered could possibly give me a cold, so it didn't seem like I needed it. I should have known the UFO would have a sickness beam it can fire and magically give me a cold. Why? Because Earthbound. I finally get to the path that leads to the village where Paul is being held. Hell, she's probably dead by now. I'll spare you the countless times I had to retry this area due to death after death after death. Long story short, I'm outnumbered, my inventory's too small, I need to be able to regenerate MP, the enemies can steal my MP, they can endlessly multiply, running from battle never works, the amount and location of enemies is motherfucking random, and Ness needs to learn to aim. I eventually got a lucky run where there were only 2 or 3 enemies on the map, which is good, because otherwise I feel I would have been stuck here much longer. I arrive in Happy Happy Village, and man, this place is unsettling. Everyone's a total jerk to me, but sounds brainwashed apart from that. And these blue-hooded paint cultists keep attacking me. Even the music is creepy. I found a place to sleep to regain my HP and PSI powers, but I needed some more cash. I didn't mention it before, but the only way to procure funds is to use an ATM, which fills up over time. So I go and look for an ATM, and... No, I'll just do it again. I'll just do it again. It's no problem. I don't even fucking care. Okay, I'm back. And holy crap, are people not kidding when they said the start of this game was bad. I'm just far too constrained with only one party member available and not many items or moves at my disposal. It's not a matter of strategy or planning, there's nothing I can strategize or plan with yet. I'm not playing the game poorly, because there's no way for me to be bad at the game yet. I have one basic attack that never hits, one PSI attack that I have very limited use of, and a handful of PSI abilities that I can't use because my MP is so limited that using them isn't an option when they miss half the time. My experience so far is pressing A over and over until the game doesn't screw me with criticals and misses and decides to let me proceed. The problem is, I feel people are going to blame me here, or just not understand, simply because they had a more fortunate run than I did. When I have no tactical options, the game relies so heavily on randomness. A critical is the difference between 14 damage and 56 damage. RNG is the difference between an empty field and a map swarming with enemies in packs. And I certainly don't need to mention the accuracy again. Like I said, it's early, and I'm sticking to this. Even people who love Earthbound don't seem to like this Happy Death Valley place I'm in, so I'm hoping I can come out of this game with a more positive outlook later on. Speaking of positive outlooks, the Happy Happy cult, or as they should be called, the Blue Klux Klan, have set up a church in this town, and after painting everything blue for some reason, I pop into the church to say hello, and oh my. Lucky for me, most of these guys are too strung out on their happiness religion, they don't want to fight me, and just kindly move out of the way. I encountered their leader, Car Painter, upstairs, and... yeah, let's go with that. Okay. I suppose that one is my fault. Let's go back, say no so we get the boss fight, and... Excuse me? Well, I learned my lesson after that pencil crap. Don't try to solve anything about this game. Just walk around till something else happens. I'm just gonna go do something completely different. Ah, here's a cave. Let's do this instead. Another item box. Let's see what we got. Right after that joyous little moment, I see another one of those lights that guard the sounds. This one takes the shape of a mole that I just barely edge out thanks to a few criticals, but other than that I don't really have anything else to say about it. Ness collects the second sound, the Lilliputian footsteps, hallucinates once again, and is one step closer to saving the world from Gygus. But even now that I've got the sound, I still haven't found Paula, you know, the reason I came here. I can't defeat the cultist either thanks to that lightning magic. I looked around town and found a cave that I probably should have noticed sooner. And sure enough, it led me to Paula's location. She's locked up at the moment, but gives me an item called the Franklin Badge that will deflect the cult leader's lightning. Just as I'm about to leave, Porky shows up again, having become a member of the Happy Cult, just to spite me, because he's that much of a dick. I defeat the hooded nutjobs he brought with, and go back to town with the Franklin Badge in tow to defeat the leader. After a suspiciously easy boss fight considering the rest of the game, he, just like everyone else I fought, instantly becomes friendly and helps me out, giving me the key to Paula's cell and turning everyone back to normal. It only now occurs to me that I was probably supposed to go and get Paula before getting the sound, but that cave was the easiest part of the game so far, so I didn't even really need her. The difficulty is completely out of whack in this game. I struggled to get through the valley leading to the village, but the dungeon in the village was a complete cakewalk. Just talk about imbalanced. Well, Paula's safe now and she's joined my party. Let's see what kind of PSI power she has in... Oh, god damn it.